time to hit chest. Today is the day after Halloween. Everybody's got their spooky time spent riding pumpkins on the porch and Halloween decorations yet to be taken down. But the one thing that is taking over all of that is these damn leaves everywhere. I swear, it's like an ocean of leaves in my yard. And I'm just gonna wait until all of them fall down. Because what I used to do is I used to rake them up every, like, a little over a week. Not every week, like every 2 or 3 weeks I rake them up until I do one big final clean after most of the leaves have fallen down and it starts to get real cold. But this time around I am just gonna let it go, because I don't know exactly what the deal is with the neighborhood that I'm in, but I think they have, like, I think the people who manage the park like hire landscapers to go through all the yards and do it. I just never know when exactly that is supposed to happen, so I end up just doing it myself. But yeah, enough talk about landscaping. As far as cut is going, I am starting to see a little bit more separation in muscles. Today in particular, I'm starting to see a lot of, at least I noticed today, between my triceps and shoulder. Triceps, biceps, and my shoulder, that line right at the top is getting more and more defined. I'm not seeing as many striations as I used to on my shoulders quite yet, but they are coming in. The abs are about the same, as much as they were, I guess, last week, maybe a little bit more. So we're making progress. I think I weighed in a little bit higher today than yesterday, but I think, what am I at? I've been bouncing around 181 point, between 181 and 182 this week. And I have been finding it not harder to stay in the calorie deficit, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but harder to hit my protein goals without going over my calories. Not because I'm hungry, but because the protein, like different sources of protein, they cost calories. So it's just a matter of getting a higher protein dense foods or just eating more protein dense foods throughout the day. I end up getting a lot of my protein at the end of the day, just because that's how it ends up turning out to be. But let's see here. There we go. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. Either that, or I'm gonna have to get lighter quicker so that I don't have to worry about having as much protein. I mean, I could always get more than 1 gram per pound of body weight. I would recommend that, but I mean, as long as you're at least getting a gram per pound of body weight, you're good. What I was going to say is, I've been trying a different approach for this cut. Instead of setting a hard line for the calories that I can go up to but not go over, I've been calculating using the online maintenance calorie. Holy shit, that guy just went flying through the parking lot. Maintenance calorie calculator, figuring out what my maintenance is for my current weight, and I've been updating it as I get lighter and lighter. I've only updated it once, but my point is what the plan is I'm going to update it every once in a while after I lose a couple pounds, and then just try to stay 300 calories below that number. And I can fluctuate up or down a little bit here and there each day, but as long as the majority of the days are at least 300 calorie deficit, then I think I'll be in the green, you know, because it's working so far. I mean, I've been making steady progress, but like I said, the one thing I've been struggling with is trying to get the protein, because when you're in a bulk, you don't have to really worry about too extensively what your protein sources are. I mean, of course, you're always trying to get protein in, but it's a lot easier when you don't have to worry about staying below a certain calorie amount, like when you're trying to stay in a deficit, because that just means you have to change up the food you're eating to make sure you're getting the protein in instead of just getting calories, you know. And as this cut goes on, I'm going to try and focus on lowering. I might even change it in my tracker where I lower the amount of fat I can get and increase the amount of protein if I can swing it, and try to do something like that. As for lift, we'll figure out what happens when we get in there. I haven't really put much thought into it up until this point, so we'll wing it and see what we come up with. A little heavier this time. I could go a little bit heavier, but I think that's probably just about right. Yeah, as much as it looks like I'm just getting all front delt, more like a lower center chest. It's really more in the squeeze at the bottom that I'm feeling it. But I can keep going.
Okay, that one did get a little bit more front jumps. Not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to get 12 reps with this weight yet, because usually I start with these, but we will see. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, might have to lower the weight. I barely got that last rep. Only about a little bit. I don't know what was up with this arm. But it kept looking like it was higher than this one, so maybe I'm going to try hard with this one. Didn't feel like I was doing it any different. Definitely looked. I think the deep stretch and the chest dips be a perfect finisher. Now, I'm going to do what I mentioned before in a previous video, these mile reps. I'm going to try to get 25 reps and take rests until, and like, keep going again until I hit 25. rest pause. That's 14, 15. Okay, I think we're done. Now that's definitely a lot of front delt on that whole hand, but we're done. Now, I don't think I necessarily needed to do that last set because 8 sets is definitely enough, especially for one muscle, or I guess muscle group because it's more than one, but let's check the pump first before we start yapping. I'm gonna pass out. I held my breath a little too hard there. Yeah, so see what I'm talking about with these shoulders. They're getting a little bit more separation right in there. Something. This is looking real funky. I don't know if it's just stretch marks or if it's fat or whatever, but it's looking good. I'm looking fucking broad. Let's get a front relax going here. Let's go. I'll talk more in the car.
Okay, that was chest. Now on to what I was going to talk about. So normally I start off with pressing and then move on to fly-based movements and like burnout and whatnot. And today I started off with those cable, like kind of crossover cable press, cable fly, kind of mixed things, you know, that I've done before. Now there's like 3 or 4 different ways that I do those, and it also depends on which set of cable stacks I'm using. Generally, when I'm using that cable stack in particular, it's more of a pressing movement than it is a fly, which is also why it felt like I didn't have a full pump, like a full chest pump. Like I was fatigued, but I didn't feel like done, which is probably why I decided in the moment to go do those dips. I'm gonna tell you right now, not that it's a bad movement, but that didn't help the pump. At least it didn't feel like it. However, I was pumped pretty good, and my chest is looking pretty good, in my own humble opinion. Stay hydrated. Definitely especially in a deficit. But yeah, so I decided to change things up today, and I would have preferred to have the further apart cable stacks, but I mean, we did what we had to do. And I think it was good because I still technically started off with pressing, but this was more of a real lower. So I did kind of do lower chest and then upper chest, right? Because like I said, those fly press movement or focusing on like that center to lower chest. And of course, like I said in the moment, I wasn't like focusing on the front delts, even though I obviously got a stretch. In those last 2 sets, I was feeling a little bit more front delts. It wasn't as much as, or it was more than the first 2. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a bad structure to the workout. Like, it's not a hard set rule that you're supposed to do pressing, then do flies to finish off. It just tends to not lend well to the pump, as I found out. But I mean, hey, it's shocking the muscle, I guess. I mean, I still did the same fucking movements that I normally do, but I just did them out of order, and it felt a little bit different. Yeah, you saw what I was talking about, though. Those that separation between the bicep and the shoulder. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just like a mixture of fat and stretch marks on that left tricep on the backside that is looking all lumpy and kind of weirdly textured, especially when I'm like pulling on the skin. I don't know what that's about, to be honest with you, but neither of us have to worry about that, honestly. I don't know why I even brought it up earlier. I just something I saw and I was like, oh. But yeah, I got a nice treat for me tonight. I was gonna eat it last night, but then I took an unintentional nap around like 4 or 5 o'clock watching YouTube videos, and I may or may not have skipped the gym last night because of it, because I woke up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, which also meant I wasn't feeling like cooking the steaks that I got. I guess I should say my mom got. She got this got this pack of, what are they, top sirloin, but they're like, the fuck was that? Sorry. But they're like that thick, and mind you, the steaks that we normally get are like half as thick, which also means I need to change how long they usually cook them. I gotta look up how long you need to cook them when they're thicker like that. But they're gonna be nice and tender. We got marinating in Cajun seasoning, and we're gonna sprinkle on a little extra of the seasoning so I can get a nice crispy, like kind of crunchiness on the outside. Well, not really a crunchiness, it's just more of a extra flavor that's gonna add a little bit of char flavor to it on the outside. It's gonna be so good. I already pretty much hit my protein goal for the day, because I had like, what do I have? With my lunch, I stopped at Wawa before I went to work. Or actually, no, I stopped at Wawa or 7-Eleven last night when I was trying to get the rest of my protein in. I got some beef jerky and a protein bar, but I didn't end up eating the protein bar. So I had that with my lunch today, which added like an extra 30 grams of protein to my lunch. And then on the way home from work, I had a protein shake, like one of those pre-made ones, and a bag of beef jerky. So I'm going to be well over my protein tonight after I have that steak, but it's going to even out, because I've been trying to, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm trying to hit a little over my weight to protein ratio, where it's like pound per gram or gram per pound, and I was hitting a little over that. So I'll be probably in the 200 gram range instead of the 180 to 185, especially with how big that steak is. But yeah, I'm rambling along too long. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, if everything goes right, I should be getting that wireless microphone with the receiver with the phone adapter next week. If I don't get it this weekend, which I highly doubt I'm gonna get it this weekend, but I might get it sometime next week, and if I do, I'll be using it for the videos next weekend. So cross your fingers. Look forward to that. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for back, and I'll catch you guys later.